Over the past few years, China has reportedly produced legions of robotic dogs armed with machine guns that are joining military exercises.
Equipped with lethal weaponry, state-of-the-art sensors, and cutting-edge technology, the world is stunned as China unveiled its new chilling force, the semi-autonomous robot dogs. These mechanical sentinels, designed with unparalleled stealth, are set to gradually replace human soldiers. Experts proclaim them as the ultimate ground troops, with capabilities that will tilt the balance of the world's warfare. How is the world's top military reacting to this unmatched technological breakthrough? Join us on a suspense-filled exploration as we delve into the terrifying potential of the world's first army of dogs. The world's first army of robot dogs. From May 16th to May 30th, the largest ever joint military exercise between China and Cambodia, Golden Dragon 2024, unfolded like a scene from an action-packed thriller. Over the course of 15 days, China unveiled some of its most sophisticated weapons in a display of power. The exercise featured a formidable arsenal, 14 warships slicing through the waters off Cambodia's coast, 2 helicopters hovering ominously above, and an imposing convoy of 69 armored vehicles and tanks rumbling through the remote training center in central Cambodia. The drills were nothing short of intense, encompassing live-fire exercises, anti-terrorism operations, and high-stakes humanitarian rescue missions. Explosions and gunfire echoed through the jungle as soldiers executed daring maneuvers. This wasn't just a military exercise, it was a statement, a dramatic demonstration of China's military prowess, ready to tackle any threat, anywhere, anytime. The spectacle set off alarm bells in Washington, especially concerning the Cambodian naval base on the Gulf of Thailand being upgraded by China. But the true shocker of Golden Dragon 2024 was the unveiling of the People's Liberation Army robot dogs. These remote-controlled, four-legged machines left journalists stunned. The sight of these robots, with rifles mounted on their backs and stealthy, calculated movements, essentially turned man's best electronic friend into a killing machine. A soldier of the PLA explained that the robot dog weighs 15 kilos and is equipped with sensors and a 4D wide-angle perception system. The robotic dog walked, hopped, lay down, moved backward, and performed a series of military-level drills, all controlled by a remote operator. Another soldier, identified as Chen Wei, told state broadcaster CCTV that the robot dogs could become a new force in urban combat, replacing humans to conduct reconnaissance, identify enemies, and strike targets. In one drill, the rifle-firing robot led an infantry unit into a simulated building. This new technology begs the question, does China really have a robot dog that is actually capable of engaging in warfare? The dawn of a new age. The suspense builds as these machines, with their precise and deadly capabilities, signal a chilling shift in modern warfare. The world watches in trepidation, wondering how these robotic soldiers will change the battlefield and global power dynamics, and if they actually exist. This isn't the first time China has shown such technology. Last year, a CCTV video showed China's rifle-armed robotic dogs in another joint exercise with Cambodian, Lao, Malaysian, Thai, and Vietnamese militaries held in China last November. These robotic canines boast impressive capabilities. They navigate stairs, perform acrobatic feats like backflips, traverse challenging terrains like garbage dumps or tropical rainforests, and sustain continuous operation for nearly 4 hours while carrying a 20-kilogram load. Also in late October 2022, China unveiled another robotic dog with a machine gun that can be transported by a drone. In a chilling video, the drone drops the robot dog onto the roof of a building. Once the drone leaves, the robot dog stands up, its machine gun ready, and starts scanning the area for enemies within firing range. These drone-dropped robots can hit weak spots behind enemy lines or take control of rooftops, launching attacks from above. They can carry automatic rifles, machine guns, or grenade launchers used by the Chinese military. The robot dog can also run at speeds of up to 14.5 kilometers per hour and work alongside infantry and armored vehicles. The weapon on the dog is the lightweight Chinese QBB-97 machine gun, capable of firing 650 rounds per minute with an effective range of up to 400 meters. This gun is designed in a bullpup layout and uses a new Chinese 5.8mm cartridge. These combat robots are built to handle any terrain and can replace soldiers on extremely dangerous missions. To test if China was deceiving the world, the US Marines used a Chinese-made robot dog in a proof-of-concept test last year. The quadrupedal system, the Unitree Go 1, showcased its mobility, maneuvers, and load-carrying capabilities. To everyone's surprise, it even fired an M72 light anti-tank weapon from its back, confirming that China had indeed achieved a great feat. Nevertheless, the robot dogs are garnering plenty of publicity for the People's Liberation Army. They've been making appearances on China's tightly controlled social media for at least a year. According to the state-run Global Times, the presence of these robotic dogs at exercises with foreign militaries suggests an advanced stage of development. According to an unnamed expert from the Global Times, new equipment typically isn't included in joint exercises with other countries until it has reached a certain level of technical maturity. This suggests that the robotic dogs showcased by China's PLA may have reached an advanced stage of development. Just how capable are these robot dogs? How will they impact the future of warfare? What are these robot dogs capable of? China didn't just start working on these next-level weapons recently. They've been pouring resources into perfecting the robot dog for years. Among their developments, the Unitree B2 stands out, breaking all records. This robot is something else. It can balance on stairs and zoom at an incredible speed of 6 meters per second. Not only does the battery last, but these robot dogs can cover long distances and jump high. Imagine it leaping over obstacles and racing through the terrain at 6 meters per second. That's some serious stuff. Moreover, this robot is solid as a rock. The B2 can stay steady even on a slippery floor. Even if they try to knock it over, and get this, these robot dogs can stroll up and down stairs without a hitch, even when engineers are trying their best to trip it up. To find its way around, the B2 uses special cameras. This is exciting, but these Chinese robots are actually a copy of the model from Boston Dynamics, a company that has been developing similar robots for many years and is known worldwide for its achievements in this field. It is still unknown whether the Chinese acquired a license from the American company or managed to closely replicate this invention. Furthermore, many experts express concerns regarding the potential use of such robots for military purposes, fearing an escalation of international tensions and an arms race. How have the United States and the rest of the world reacted to this? The United States response. Despite the success of the U.S. Marines' demonstration with Chinese robot dogs, the U.S. military won't be acquiring many of these units. The only prototype likely to reach U.S. military camps is the Unitree Go-1, chosen for its low cost and availability at under $3,000. In contrast, the more advanced Boston Dynamics Spot, priced around $60,000, is not intended for military use as its parent company opposes weaponizing its robots. While the U.S. Army did use a Boston Dynamics robot dog for mine clearance in Ukraine, they remain cautious about widespread deployment. Concerns include noise levels and logistical challenges. Despite attempts to use robotic dogs dating back to 2004, one of the earliest robot dogs created by the U.S. military was called Big Dog. This four-legged robot was built in 2005 by Boston Dynamics, working with Foster Miller, NASA, and Harvard University. DARPA hoped Big Dog could act as a robotic pack mule to help soldiers in rough terrain. Unlike vehicles with wheels or treads, Big Dog used 4 legs to move, allowing it to cross surfaces that would stop other machines. Its legs had sensors to detect joint position and ground contact. It also had a laser gyroscope and a stereo vision system. This robot dog was 3 feet long, stood 2.5 feet tall, and weighed 240 pounds, about the size of a small mule. It could travel over difficult terrain, run at 4 miles per hour, carry 340 pounds, and climb steep slopes. An onboard computer controlled its movement, using inputs from its sensors to navigate and maintain balance. Big Dog walks on 4 legs, each powered by low-friction hydraulic cylinders that control its joints. It can move in many ways. It can stand up, sit down, crawl slowly by lifting 1 leg at a time, walk with a trotting gait by lifting diagonal legs, or trot quickly, almost running. Its speed varies from a slow crawl of 0.46 miles per hour to a faster trot of 3.6 miles per hour. The robot dog is equipped with about 50 sensors, which measure everything from its body's position and speed to the force in its joints and the internal engine's temperature and pressure. These sensors feed information to an onboard computer that controls both the detailed movements of the joints and the overall speed and direction of the robot. As Big Dog moves, its sensors and computer work together, making it seem almost alive. Its 4 legs move with eerie precision, navigating rough terrain with ease. This robot dog runs on a powerful engine, roaring at over 9,000 RPM, like something out of a racing track. It's fueled by a 2-stroke, 1-cylinder, 15 brake horsepower go-kart engine, giving it the strength to drive its hydraulic pump and move its 16 hydraulic leg actuators. Each leg, with its 4 actuators, works in harmony, controlled by a complex system of valves and sensors. But despite its impressive power, the project met an unexpected end in December 2015. The dream of having this mechanical beast serve as a faithful companion to soldiers in the field shattered when its gasoline engine was deemed too loud for combat. In a surprise move on June 23, 2016, Boston Dynamics unveiled Spot, a lightweight four-legged robot weighing just 25 kilograms, lighter than anything they've created before. Adding to the suspense, a robot dog with a flamethrower on its back is now for sale in the United States. The manufacturer, Throwflame, unveiled the Therminator last summer. In a new video, the Therminator's terrifying capabilities are showcased. It starts with the flamethrower's fuel being filled, then shows the robot spewing flames and jumping. On its website, Throwflame presents their creation as the world's first flamethrower-equipped robot dog, priced at nearly $10,000. Critics warn that this robot could cause serious problems if it falls into the wrong hands. However, the developers insist it's not a weapon, positioning it as a tool for special effects, especially in the film industry. The Ghost V60. Amidst the tensions, a collaboration between the United States and the United Kingdom has birthed Ghost V60. Crafted by Ghost Robotics, this beast of metal and circuits, known as the Vision 60 quadruped, stands as a stalwart defender. Designed for the harshest environments, it mimics the agility and endurance of its living counterparts. With the biomechanics of a dog, it navigates both urban jungles and untamed wilderness with ease. In March 2022, the V60 quadruped made its debut at the U.S. Air Force's Tyndall Air Force Base, integrating seamlessly into the 325th Security Forces Squadron. Now, it patrols the base's perimeter, a silent sentinel in the night. But Ghost V60's reach extends beyond borders. The U.S. Homeland Security Department is testing it along the southern frontier. Across the Atlantic, the Future Capability Group of the UK Ministry of Defence and the UK Army scrutinize Ghost V60's every move. Their tests, shrouded in secrecy, seek to unlock its full potential, unveiling a new era in defense technology. Soldiers from the 23rd Parachute Engineer Regiment, along with experts from the DE&S Expeditionary Robotics Center of Expertise, are checking out how useful a robot could be for frontline tasks in the Army. They're seeing if this robotic dog could deliver important stuff, check out dangerous places, or do fighting jobs. The 16th Air Assault Brigade Combat Team, the UK Army's quick response group that's getting into using robots and self-operating systems, got the V60 quadruped to help with their experiments. In May 2022, the Australian Army showed off how they could control the Ghost Robotics quadrupled robot using just their brainwaves. They had a special gear on the back of their heads that could pick up their thoughts and direct the robot. The Ghost Robotics V60 UGV is built tough, so it can handle different places without any trouble. You can switch out its legs and arms to suit different jobs. This robot weighs 51 kilograms and can carry stuff up to 10 kilograms. It's also quick to set up or take apart, only needing 15 minutes. To control the V60 quadruped, a control pad that looks a lot like a gaming controller can be used. The Ghost V60 four-legged robot is super smart. Even if its eyes stop working or it slips, it can still find its way back. It's designed to help soldiers on the ground, giving them better knowledge of what's going on around them. This robot can handle all kinds of tough places like rocky areas, sandy spots, or steep hills, and it's even good at going upstairs. Plus, it can move in lots of ways: walking, running, crawling, climbing, and swimming. With the Ghost SDK, people can tweak how the V60 behaves and make it more independent. There's also an Android app called Ghost Mobile that lets soldiers control it with an app on a phone. This app helps with controlling missions, recording actions, and managing sensors and videos. The Ghost Autonomy software helps the robot avoid crashing into stuff and recognize objects. Soldiers can add different types of sensors to the robot, like ones that detect colors or measure distances, or even special ones for sensing dangerous items. By using fancy imaging technology called LiDAR, the robot can make three-dimensional maps of what's around it, which helps spot potential dangers. Cameras all around give it a full view of its surroundings, which is crucial for making smart plans. The V60 robot uses Wi-Fi and super-fast 4G or LTE connections. They're even trying out the lightning-fast 5G. Inside the robot, there's a powerful NVIDIA Xavier brain that handles all the thinking. It's hooked up to the main stuff, like the radios and navigation system. This robot dog runs on a big lithium-ion battery that can last a long time. It's even got a special charger that works anywhere, so it can keep going without stopping. When fully charged, the Ghost Robotics V60 robot can travel about 10 kilometers. It can stay on standby for 21 hours, be active for 8 to 10 hours, or work non-stop for 4 hours. This robot can zoom at a speed of 3 meters per second and can handle super hot and freezing cold temperatures, ranging from a negative 40 degrees Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius. The Ghost V60 robot can be delivered to the task area by helicopter or parachute drop. Once there, the operator controls it remotely using a special controller. It does not have an autonomous mode. Development of robot dogs worldwide. In August 2022, a Russian company called Intellect Machines showed off their latest creation, a robot that looks like a dog, named M81. The creators say this robot can do lots of important jobs. In emergencies, it can help by exploring dangerous areas, going through rubble, and delivering medicine. But it's also built for combat missions, like aiming and shooting, patrolling, carrying weapons, and even firing grenades, as seen in a demo. This Russian robot is made to look and move like a real dog, using cool, animal-inspired technology called bionics. They're planning to make these robots in Russia, using some tech from China, and each one costs about 1 million rubles. At a robot expo, M81 was covered up, so nobody could see exactly what it looked like. Some people thought it looked similar to other robots for sale, like the Unitree Go one. Still in 2023, the Indian Army showed off its own new robot dog called Mule at the North Tech Symposium. Mule is made to work in rough places, doing jobs like watching and fighting. The North Tech Symposium in Jammu was a big event put together by the Indian Army, SIDM, and IIT Jammu. There were all sorts of cool things to see, like new products, talks, and displays of military gear. Mule, a sleek robot with 4 legs, cameras, and radars. It can carry up to 12 kilograms and uses Wi-Fi for short distances or LTE for longer ones, up to 10 kilometers away from its base. The Mule is controlled by a simple remote control and looks old-fashioned, but can be modified with a heat camera, radars, and even a platform for firing guns. It can climb slopes up to 45 degrees and steps as tall as 18 centimeters. According to R&D engineer Aryan Singh from ARC Ventures, the Mule is handy for situations where you need to find enemies. China's exoskeleton. China has not only been busy working on robot dogs. A few years ago, they also showed off their new military exoskeleton. Made by Norinco, a big Chinese company, this second-generation exoskeleton is like a big battery-powered suit that helps soldiers carry heavy stuff, like weapons and ammo, up to 100 pounds. Compared to the first one they made in 2015, this new exoskeleton is much better. It has a stronger battery, tougher parts that move, and a more comfortable harness. They've even added sensors to monitor the soldier's body and motors that act like muscles to make the suit work. The helmet has special glass to protect against bullets and a display to show important information. The suit also has special knee joints that help soldiers climb lots of stairs while still being ready for combat. This new version is lighter, which means it's easier for soldiers to wear, especially in rocky places. These improvements in weight, comfort, and power could make this second-generation exoskeleton even more useful. If the ratio of effort to weight is high, it means soldiers won't get as tired wearing it. For example, if the ratio is 5:1, it means the soldier only feels like they're carrying 10 pounds when it's actually 50 pounds. Norinco's first exoskeleton could go as fast as 2.8 miles per hour for 12 miles. This new version is even better. With a full battery, it can walk 20 kilometers at a speed of 4.5 kilometers per hour, which is similar to Lockheed Martin's Mule. It's flexible too, letting soldiers move sideways on the ground, like crawling through mud while dodging enemy fire. China's really pushing to make better exoskeletons, and it could change how soldiers fight. If they work like they're supposed to, Chinese troops could become unstoppable. How has the US reacted to this development? In response, the US Army is spending lots of money on trying out new exoskeleton technology to make soldiers stronger and tougher, aiming to create a new group of super strong soldiers. This technology is being made by Lockheed Martin Corporation, with permission from a Canadian company called B-Temia. B-Temia originally made these exoskeletons to help people who have trouble moving because of medical problems like multiple sclerosis or really bad arthritis. Worn over regular pants, these battery-powered exoskeletons use sensors, smart computer programs, and other fancy tech to help soldiers move more easily. For the US military, this technology is really appealing because soldiers often have to carry heavy stuff like armor, night vision goggles, and radios into battle. All that gear can weigh between 90 and 140 pounds, when the safe limit is only 50 pounds. The Special Forces are working on a suit called Talos that will protect soldiers from explosions and gunfire, but it could be damaged by a special weapon that messes with electronics. Other countries like Russia are also not idle as these powerhouses make major moves. In fact, Russia has even tested some in Syria. Russia's next-generation exoskeleton. For years, the Russian military has promoted their advanced exoskeleton combat suits, claiming they offer more armor, better awareness, and improved mobility. Despite doubts about these claims, the ongoing war might finally showcase these suits. So far, these exoskeletons haven't been used in combat. However, as the war with Ukraine continues, Russia is likely to highlight exoskeletons in its military communications. Exoskeletons, often seen in science fiction, are futuristic and appealing to soldiers, regardless of practicality. Introducing these suits could boost Russian soldiers' morale, especially now when morale is low. Strategically, they could also enhance Russia's reputation as a top developer of defense technology. Similar to their actions in Syria, Russia will probably issue exoskeletons to specific soldiers for specialized tasks. News outlets have discussed the deployment and impact of Russian exoskeletons in Ukraine since the conflict began. Recently, Exo Solutions in Russia mentioned they are working on passive exoskeletons for artillery loaders, which could significantly improve their accuracy and efficiency in loading rounds. For years, the Russian defense industry has been promoting various exoskeleton-powered combat suits through press releases, interviews, and exhibitions. One of the most talked-about suits is the Ratnik 3, created by Tsni Tokmash. According to the Russian military, this suit enhances soldiers' strength, speed, and endurance, using a passive, unpowered exoskeleton. A preliminary version of this exoskeleton was reportedly used in a limited capacity by bomb disposal and engineering units in Syria. Several other Russian defense firms are also developing their own exoskeleton-based combat suits. Rostec, a major state-owned defense conglomerate, is working on the Sotnik suit, which features a titanium exoskeleton that can reportedly withstand a .50 caliber machine gun round. It is positioned as an upgrade over the Ratnik 3. Meanwhile, Armacom is developing the Legionnaire suit, which includes a fully powered exoskeleton covering the entire body. Testing of the exoskeleton was supposedly completed late last year, with plans to deploy the suits to soldiers in Ukraine this year. China's latest military endeavor. While the rest of the world races to catch up with China's advanced robot dogs and second-generation exoskeletons, the country has ventured into another bold innovation. Chinese scientists have reportedly created an energy shield to safeguard some of its military assets, as detailed by the South China Morning Post. Using a unique type of plasma, this energy shield is designed to fend off harmful microwaves that could otherwise damage sensitive electronics. If confirmed, this shield represents a significant advancement in directed energy technology, crucial in the ongoing competition between aerial and anti-aerial capabilities. Microwaves and other high-powered electromagnetic radiation pose serious threats to modern technology, particularly military chips with specialized circuits, even at close proximity. These waves can disrupt electronics and cause considerable heat buildup within chips. Therefore, protecting sensitive equipment is paramount. To address this challenge, a team led by Chen Zongsheng, an associate researcher at the State Key Laboratory of Pulsed Power Laser Technology at the National University of Defense Technology, has developed what they term a low-temperature plasma shield. This innovative shield purportedly shields sensitive circuits from electromagnetic attacks of up to 170 kilowatts from a distance as close as 9 to 8 feet. Chen's team proved their approach didn't break any basic laws of physics before putting it into practice, using very little electrical power to create a stable plasma layer. This study was inspired by pressure from the United States. Chen's team pointed out that the United States is using tools like the Active Denial System, the Vigilant Eagle system, the AGM-86 cruise missile equipped with a high-power microwave warhead, and high-power microwave weapons for blocking airspace. They explained that the plasma-based energy shield takes an original approach inspired by Tai Chi principles. Instead of directly opposing electromagnetic attacks, it uses the energy to safeguard itself. But how does it work? According to SCMP, when charged particles encounter incoming electromagnetic waves, they quickly absorb the wave's energy and become highly active. If the adversary persists or increases their power, the density of plasma in space suddenly rises, causing it to reflect most of the incoming energy like a mirror. At the same time, the waves that manage to pass through the plasma are overwhelmed by charged particles, creating a cascade effect. The thicker the plasma, the better the protection, and once the high-power microwave ceases, the plasma quickly returns to its original state, because there is no external energy sustaining it. To prevent adversaries from breaching the plasma shield by adjusting the microwave frequency, it is crucial to have an energy shield with a wide effective response frequency. However, Achieving this is challenging, because the energy-generating device must remain compact, lightweight, and energy efficient while enduring intense microwave assaults. The shield's potential applications go beyond the military. It can shield sensitive equipment from electromagnetic interference, with broad implications for various industries. If completed, this technology would be unlike anything ever seen. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.